Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today we are going to talk with the world number 5, the world in FBL this season, Jesper and Lior. Both of them sharing the same total points. It's a pleasure to be with you, and I'm really delighted, guys, to be with you. Welcome, Jesper, and welcome, Lior.
Yes, mate, a pleasure.
It was a pleasure, Sam.
Thank you, guys. But before we start, kindly drop a like and subscribe if you find it helpful, and your comments are welcome. Kindly, Jesper, tell us more about you and your FBL history, when you started play it, and about your history with Premier League.
Yeah, my FPL history is pretty short because it's actually my debut season this year, so I haven't played it before now. I played a Danish version for many years, but it's completely different in terms of strategy and stuff like that. So yeah, not that experienced a player. But yeah, I always followed the Premier League, and I love the league. So yeah, I think this a game is very, very good. I mean, very strategic, and yeah, have many levels and depths. I think I like it a lot. Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
I'll be back again next year.
perfect.
uh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Thank Perfect. We are delighted to be with you, Jesper, today. What about you, Leo? What about your FBL history and your history with Premier League?
Yes, I am Leo from Israel, 30 years old. It's my second year with Fantasy, Premier
Perfect.
League, only the second year. And I watch all the games and stats and players and football. It's my life. Yes, of course.
Yes,
Football.
yes, that's great.
It's
I know,
yes,
I know both of you are fans of Liverpool.
yes.
Yeah, that's
I
perfect.
I I
What
I go
about
to
what?
Anfield one time.
Yeah,
I was in
yes, but
Anfield one time,
oh, yes, perfect.
and it was amazing, amazing, amazing. Wow.
Okay. Yes, but what about your impressions about Liverpool season this season?
Yeah. Well, it's
Where,
it's
where,
not the
where,
best season.
where is the
Um,
problem? Where is the problem?
The problem, well, yeah, the truth is that I'm a busy man, so I hardly watch any matches. But yeah, I think the problem has been loads of injuries and also defensive issues, apparently.
Yeah, perfect.
Maybe some
To, mhm.
mental issues as well.
To be honest,
Yeah,
they are much unlucky as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
we'll start by sharing your current teams. Now we'll start by Jesper current team. He in game week 28 just activated his free hit. He made a great draft, to be honest, but unfortunately, there is no a great outcome. He was
No.
he was lucky with Saka as a captain, but to be honest, many options should hold and get many more points that he get. Regarding
Yeah.
regarding the current team, his current team will be that team when he was in game week 27 before activating the free hit chip. Still a solid team, but he has some problems. I think he will suffer with some international break injuries. I think
Mm.
Bueno is a good bench option. You both of you don't have free hit or bench boost, so it will be easier for you to go uh, during the next game week. Zeus like me
Yeah.
who still have the bench boost left, will be
No,
a problem to fill 15 players available for the next game week.
it's not a problem to field 11 players, I think, but
Yeah,
it's a problem that I don't have the bench boost left. I wasted that as well. Actually, so far I wasted nearly all my chips.
yeah.
But I just hope for mercy that the bench boost it doesn't kill me this next game week. But I think with one or two transfers, I can field 11 players that will be 11 decent for this game week. And then I just hope that my differential will work out, and also that the benched boosters is not
Okay,
getting too many points.
okay.
I think the international break injuries, Poland maybe is the one to be most worried about. Rashford, I think is okay.
Okay. Now we are going to check.
Probably a
Yeah.
precaution, I guess. Poland, yeah, let's wait and see. I hope he's able to play, because he's nearly a differential now. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
perfect. Bro.
I
Yeah,
hope the
yeah,
best and pray for mercy.
yeah. Now we are in the situation of wait and see, just waiting and see what will happen. And now we are going to check Lior current team. What about Almiron, Erling Haaland, and Ward Prowse, Leo?
Yes, Ward Prowse, I think, is be a good option for these fixtures. Now it's not good Ward Prowse for the upcoming matches,
Yeah,
and Almiron, it's unlucky. It's
to be honest,
very
yeah,
bad,
yeah, yeah.
bad unlucky.
Much unlucky
Yes,
to be honest.
yes,
Now
yes, Almiron, I think it's
we'll
unlucky.
start talking about the lucky moments of the season. Your best moment of the season. We'll start by Jesper. What's your best moments of this season? What's about the perfect differentials? About goalkeepers that helped you? What's your best moments of the season?
I think the best moment was in the last match of game week 21, where Lior, actually, you were number one and I was number two, and I just needed Kane to score in the last match, and he did, and I took the first place. That was pretty nice. And also game week 24, where I actually, after the game week, I was leading by 21 points. So that was pretty crazy. And then I screwed it up in the next game week. Yeah. And it's hard to dig into exact moments, because I think it's more like I've had good decisions, a lucky decision that's when I bought a player, it's like he just went into a good run of just falling. So that happened a couple of times with Mahrez and Bruno, Rashford and Ketia. So that was pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's more like lucky
By
or good decisions more than some exact
perfect.
moments, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
when a
I
differential
will.
scores, it's always nice. I had Siaka from Arsenal that scored in the one game week I had him, I think. So yeah, that was just lucky.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I will now start by sharing your best two game weeks of the season. The first one is game week 20. I think you got a score about 118. It was a perfect game week. I think you reached the second place in the world in this game week. After that,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah. It was a good one. Emma Reyes and Bruno, 19 points both, and also Kepa, Trivia, Botman. Actually, the double Newcastle defense
yeah
had that pretty
yeah
early in the season. That has paid off a lot. So yeah, that was a good game week, and yeah, I think yeah, had a big rank boost here. Yeah.
by the way
Also played the bench boost that week, and it was before I really understood the good chip strategy. So
yeah
yeah, I regret that a bit. Yep.
by the way in game week 20 you was the second in the world. FBN manager number one was
After game week 20, I think I moved from 142 till number 7, I think.
yeah in game week 20
Yeah.
you was the second in the world, just after Lior. He was the world number one in this game week. After that
Yeah.
after a perfect game week in 21
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you became the world number one for 4 game weeks successively.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah. That was a good period.
by the way, I checked your team in game week 20 and 21. Think getting all of Bruno Fernandes and Mahrez and Nikitia, that helped you a lot, and I think you got them ahead of the curve, and that was the result number one in the world. Now
Yeah.
we are going to talk about Leo best game weeks of the season. But before the best game week, what's your best moments this season?
My best moment and the magical moment
Yeah,
in this season was Young Song in my team
perfect.
against Leicester.
Game week 10.
Really thankfully, I didn't come from the bench
Yeah,
and take a hat trick after the work. It gave me a huge jump to the top.
yes.
It was a magical moment.
Yeah, you have two perfect game weeks. Game week 20 as well, when you became world number one, and game week 10. In game week 10, you have a great bunt on Son Heung-min Son, who scored about 19 points in this game week. I think it was a great moment for you. And now I will start and I will share your teams in game week 1. Jesper started with this team in game week 1. He was an average start in the first 1 million FBL managers, and Lior started with a decent start as with a score about 89. He has a great bunt on players like Rodrigo, Zinchenko, and James. How they reached the world number one spot? Both of them has a good start, but Lior has a better start and a decent start. He reached the spot and the world number 15 in game week 8, then world number 1 in game week 20, like Jesper in game week 21. But Jesper has a decent as well start, but not that of Leo. He reached game week 20 with the 7 as a 7 of the world, and finally as world number 1 in game week 21. Both of them has many great decisions, and one of their decisions were shape strategies. I think one of your strategies was that not being template. The template strategies is not very fair for both of you. We can start by Jesper. Jesper has a triple captain game week 2, wild carded. Both of you wild carded in game week 8. That's a funny fact that everyone who can activate your wild card in game week 8 can be a first one and world number 1 later. Before we go to the next point, I just wanted to ask you a question. Why wild card 8. Why you go for a wild card before the international break?
لما انت وورلد كاب ما فضلش 8 والله.
I think I had set my team up for game week 7, and that was cancelled due to the Queen's death.
Yeah.
And then my team was certainly not very good set up for game week 8, and I think that was the reason that I, and also I think many others, used the wild card. If I hadn't done that, I think I would have done too many hits, and I don't like doing hits, taking hits. I think it's too expensive.
Yeah,
so that was the
this is
reason.
another point we are going to talk about, taking hits, but we can now talk about chips. Leo, why you activate your wild card in game week 8 as well? Why before the international break? Is it similar to Jesper thoughts that it's a team dependent, or what happened?
No, I think it's a mistake because my beginning of the season, I don't want to lose points.
Yeah.
And that I do the wild card for the upcoming matches. It's not the good decision. Now I know this. I know that.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay,
perfect.
Not the decision.
Jesper activities bench boost in game week 20 and free hit in game week 28. Leo is free hit in game week 12, triple captain 20, and wild card in 26. I think Leo have no chips left yet. Jesper has only wild card left. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
True.
Now we can conclude that you don't follow a template chip strategy, or what's called the best chip strategy, or you think that it's a team dependent. When your team needs it, you use it, activate it.
Yeah, so I know. I mean, I think I used my chips very bad. I think it's.
Yeah, I know that.
I just learned this game during playing it. So I think next year I'll use it more carefully.
Yeah, I know it's the luck plays a vital role in this situation, but anyway, you don't follow the template strategies or the template assets. Now we'll start by analyzing Jesper team. He only took 5 hits this season. 3 of them was recently, but for the first part of the season, he only took just 2 hits. He believes in the set and forget goalkeepers. He didn't make a free transfers or wasted a free transfer on goalkeepers this season. He started with Ederson and Ward, then switched to Keba after the World Cup. So he believes in the fact that don't waste a free transfer on goalkeeper. He has many set and forget picks as well. He's doubling up on Newcastle defense. Newcastle United has a great team and solid defense, and he's doubled on him, which helped him a lot. He got Gabriel from Arsenal for the first half of the season. Got Martinelli as well for a great period. Almiron in game week 5 ahead of the curve. He got Rashi and Bruno since the World Cup. It was a great double up, and there is a fact that he never got Andreas in his team. Jesper, why you even didn't get him? I think he's a great budget option and a great bench enabler. Why you even didn't get him in any game week before, even in his double game week?
Yeah, because there were many other good options. I think. I like to have 5 midfielders that are pretty not a premium, but plays for decent teams and making consistent points. And I think I had the budget. I had the budget midfielder in Almiron, I think, and then I just thought I didn't need Andreas, and also nearly everybody had him. So I think
but
if I
I
should
know,
go
and
to the top, it wasn't him that I should get.
I think you preferred Almiron to
Yeah.
Andreas, which was very good from you, and you don't like the cheap midfielders. You think that midfielder as the best position of the game. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
extra point for goal, extra point for clean sheet. Okay. Kane got him alongside Haaland for most of the season, and he was rotating in the third spot between Jesus, Tony, or Nikita.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we will switch to Lior team analysis. We can note that he also don't like taking hits. Only 2 hits this season was a perfect strategy, but he likes switching between goalkeepers. He has a 3 free transfer on goalkeepers. What's your points about this, Leo? Why spending 3 free transfer on goalkeepers?
I think this is a good option because the team Chelsea is good defensive
Yeah,
and the war because the cheap and now because the double game.
yeah.
Uh,
I think he was unlucky with some picks. You tried to rearrange it and recorrect it, but unfortunately that ended with 3 free transfers on goalkeepers. But anyway, we can see 2 ways of thinking and 2 ways of strategies. Both of them are now the world number 5. Okay, we can continue analyzing Lior team. Has some decent short-term buts. We can find that Jesper believes in the long-term bunt, but Leo believe in short-term bunts. We can see it in Rodrigo for the first 3 game weeks. It was a great differential and a great bunt. He got many points of him that helped him to reach the decent start of the season. Has Son in wild card 8 as a 19 points haul. Also got Almiron in game week 10 for his best period, and that helped a lot. He has Rashi and Bruno since the World Cup, but we can note that he's not a fan of Harry Kane. He only got him since game week 8 and game week 16, back in the wild cards recently, but most of the season he don't own Harry Kane. You don't like him?
I very like him, but I all this season Mo Salah it's need to be in my team, and because of this, I can it's not part of my team, and this was a mistake.
Expensive?
If I have Hurricane more in more games, I have the place in the world. I'm sure about that.
Yeah. But you are a big fan of Mitrovic.
Yes.
Mitrovic has a great talent and has a great season, but recently Fulham started to be much unlucky and not good in attack. Now we will switch with some quick questions for the both of our guys. First one to Jesper: how to follow FBL on Saturday? How you follow it? And how you be up to date with points, games, and stats?
Yeah. I have two small kids and stuff like that, so I don't have much time to watch the matches. So
yeah.
I have my phone in my pocket and looking for live scores like every 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I watch the highlights in the evening. So yeah, it's not maybe a little untypical FPL player, but I hardly watch any matches.
Okay, you
Mostly
are
highlights.
You are a man of stats or eye test. Think
Yeah, I would love to say eye test, but I mean, I don't watch many matches, so I can't really use
At
that.
least-
So I listen.
At least it's a highlight.
I listen to and read other people's eye test, what they have seen, and then I use stats a lot. That's maybe what I use most of my time on. That's being nerdy about the stats.
I think you're missing following Sam for a combination of stats and eye test after every game week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the eye test is good to predict when a player will suddenly come into a good period when stats can't tell, then you can tell with the eye test. So that's I think it's a strong thing about the eye test.
Okay, Lior, how you follow FPL and being up to date with points and matches on Saturday?
Saturday I keep Shabbat because I'm Jewish, so I watch the results only on Saturday evening. So it turns out that I don't watch all the games, and I watch in the highlights. And Sunday I watch more of the full games in Sunday.
Yeah. Do you check stats of every games, or you're a man of stats or just highlights?
I love the highlights more to see the players in my eyes. It's more good for me.
If you want to check or choose between two players, one scoring many points and the other one is scoring just stats, getting good stats, which one you will get him?
I take the man with the points.
You will make the points your priority.
Yes.
Another question: if you want to choose between two players, one has a great form but bad fixtures, and another one with poor form but has a good fixtures incoming, which one will you choose? The fixtures or the form?
מחזורים או זה מה אתה מעדיף?
Fixtures or the
השאלה
form?
אלא מחזור או זה מה אתה מעדיף?
I took the players with now I take the players with good games.
Fixtures, yes, good games, yeah.
Good.
Jesper. What's your choices? What's your choices for these two questions? The player with good points or good stats, and the form or the fixtures?
I think many choose the player with good points, but for instance, McAllister haven't scored that much points until recently, and suddenly he had so good stats when he was deployed in the number 10 role, and then I think that's I take him because
of his stats.
I think the stats there was more important than his recent points. So I think It depends, I think. Both are important.
What about the form versus fixtures? Form or fixtures?
And the next question, I believe they are both important, of course, but if I should choose between the two players you mentioned, I would choose the player in form.
Yeah.
Because you don't get minus points to lose a game. So even if they lose 2-1, if my player scores, then I get the point. So the in-form player I would prefer.
Okay. The fifth question is about hits, and I believe most of you not like taking many hits and not the fan of hits. Okay, last two questions is just a tips and some advice for FBL manager for the next game week, which is double game week 29. If you want to sell one of Arsenal assets due to their poor fixtures after that period, which one will you sell? Saka or Gabriel? The midfielder or the defender, or you may keep both of them?
If I was to sell one of them, it would be Gabriel, because I think Saka has a way higher ceiling. So I would prefer to keep him. Also in this double game week, because they have only one fixture, but it's home against the Leeds, so you could easily hold there. So if I had him, I have him, and I may keep him.
Okay, what's your best three picks for double game week 29?
I think McAllister, which I like lots, and the Rashford, for me, is the two standout picks. And then maybe we should look at a differential. Then I would go with less that attack isn't a differential maybe, but then Benrahma from West Ham could be a good choice. They have 2 home games and he's on penalties, so that might be worth a punt.
Great differential, to be honest. Okay, Leo, if you want to sell one of Saka or Gabriel, you will sell which one of them, or even you won't sell any of them? The next show and the other question is your best picks for double game week 29.
I said Gabriel. I think it was a good choice. Because it's not differential, not differential.
Okay.
I think
Stopinian, yeah.
Only good choice, and also Rashford, and I think Madison.
Okay, Madison has a great talent and a great differential, to be honest, for the next game week. If I want to choose 3, I think I would put Madison and one from Brighton midfielders alongside Rashford. Okay, guys, now as the last topic of our talk, what about double game week 34? Are you excited for it, or just ignoring it now till navigating double game week 29 and the incoming plan game week 32? Is it important to start planning for it now, or we can delay it for a while? Jesper?
Yeah, that really depends on your chip strategy, I think. If you don't have your wild card left, you should definitely think closely about it and plan for it now already. Also, you can re-hit, of course, but I think many will use that chip in game week 32. But that double a game week in 34 looks pretty good. So I would recommend to prepare for it now already. Definitely. There will be many points in that game week. High scoring game week. It will be
perfect.
definitely.
What about you, Leo? Are you started planning for that 34 double game weeks, or just trying to manage the incoming double game week and playing game week before it?
Now I planning my team for
32 the blank game week, yeah.
yes.
Mm.
I don't have any more chips, and I don't. I don't
I think we have
don't
many.
other
I think
options.
I think we have many varieties for incoming double and blank game weeks. We have teams like West Ham and Liverpool have 2 double game weeks and not blanking in 32, which are a good option for both of you, to be honest, as you lost your free hit. I think these teams will be your top priorities. For guys like me who still have their free hit
Liverpool, West Ham.
intact, I think loading up on teams like Man City, Man United, and Brighton will be a decent, and even selling your Arsenal assets and getting them back in 32. Anyway, it's all dependent on your shape strategy. You are decent guys and really enjoyed talking with you. I'm really delighted and happy and want to see you in the world number one spot again. One of you hopefully will win it, and hope I can be with you again. We can start planning together for the incoming double game weeks. We can go for what's called the team selection for incoming double game weeks again. And anyway, I really liked the talk with you and was very delighted and happy to make it again for another time.
Thanks a lot. You too, Sam.
Thank you, Jesper. Thank you so much, Leo. Thanks, guys, for watching. Support my content, find it helpful, and your comments are welcome. We can reply to all your comments. Me, Jesper, and Leo, if you have any questions. Thanks, guys, and see you later. Thank you.